Whether you're building your very first web app or scaling a platform for millions, Java remains one of the most reliable choices. There are good reasons why many of today's largest companies use Java, including Amazon, Google, and Netflix. And Java consistently ranks in the top 3 most used languages, as well as the most sought after skills for job recruitment. When you combine Java and modern frameworks, building full web applications becomes easier and more approachable than you might think. In this video, I'm going to help you get your local dev environment set up, as well as have a running web app by the end. Here's a quick outline of the steps we'll take to get there. Install the Java JDK, install IntelliJ as our IDE, download a starter project, run the application locally and confirm everything works, and finally, a quick tip that will save you a ton of time while doing Java web development. First up, the Java JDK, which stands for Java Development Kit. If you've never set up Java before, this part is important because the JDK is what lets you compile and run Java applications. The easiest way to find this is to simply search for Download Java JDK. You should see a link from the official Java website. From here, pick the latest stable version. For us, it's going to be 25. Select your operating system, whether it's Windows, Mac, or Linux, and select the correct installer. Once it downloads, install it like any other application. In most cases, the default settings are just fine. Next, we need an IDE, or Integrated Development Environment. If you're unfamiliar, the IDE is basically where you write code, manage your project, run the app, debug issues, and manage your code base. For Java, the 2 most popular IDEs are IntelliJ and Visual Studio Code, but there are also some other solid options like Eclipse and NetBeans. Choosing an IDE really comes down to preference. For Java, IntelliJ is my favorite, so we're going to use that in this tutorial. Again, I think the easiest way to find this download is to just search for Download IntelliJ. You should see an official link that will bring you to the JetBrains website. From here, just find a download link for your specific operating system. Once it's downloaded, install it like any other app. The defaults are totally fine. Now that we have our development environment set up, we need a project to run. Instead of starting from scratch, we're going to download a starter project from Vaadin that includes everything we need to build and run a modern Java web application. This includes both the UI and the backend. One of the nice things about the Vaadin framework is that it lets us build the UI in Java. It comes packed with a ton of UI components, and it integrates well with Spring Boot, which is another very popular framework. To download one of these projects, we'll head to start.vaadin.com. From here, just select the Java version that matches the JDK we downloaded earlier. For us, it's version 25, but if you're watching this in the future, it might be different. The rest of the default values are fine. You can scroll down to the bottom and click download. This will download a zip file. Once it's done, unpack it wherever you want the project to be. I wanted to quickly mention the Vaadin Playground. Before clicking download, you can jump into this view. In here, what you can do is set up the theme colors if you have a specific palette you want to use. You can also create basic views, so if you know you need 3 different views, you can do that here before you generate the starter project. So jumping back, we should have our project downloaded and unzipped. Now we can open the project in IntelliJ. To do this, open IntelliJ, click open, navigate to our unzipped project, and click open again. IntelliJ should recognize what type of a project it is and start building it internally. Once we see that IntelliJ is done getting ready, we can go up and press the play icon, which is the Run Application button. We'll see in the console output that the application is starting up. Once the application is ready, a browser window should automatically open to the correct address to view the UI. If this doesn't happen, you can copy and paste the address from the console into your browser. So hopefully, if everything went well, you have a working development environment and a running Java web application. If you've run into any issues up to this point, please let me know down in the comments. I'll make sure to respond to everyone that I see, and hopefully we can get everyone's environment set up and running. Before we end the video, I want to leave you guys with one last tip. You'll quickly notice how much time it takes to restart the app every time you want to test a change. This gets especially bad as your app grows and the startup time gets longer. To alleviate this, we can install the free plugin from Vaadin, which gives us access to HotSwap Agent. HotSwap Agent will allow us to make code changes against a live running application without being required to restart it. If you're just getting started with Java Web Dev, this might not seem like a big deal, but trust me when I say this will save you tens, hundreds, or thousands of hours depending on how often you're developing. This plugin is currently available in IntelliJ, Visual Studio Code, and Eclipse. To install the plugin in IntelliJ, go to Settings, Plugins, make sure Marketplace is selected at the top, search for Vaadin and click Install. Near the top, next to the Run buttons, click the drop-down menu. We should now see Debug using HotSwap Agent. Go ahead and click this. IntelliJ should prompt you that you're not using the right SDK. Go ahead and click the Setup JetBrains runtime. From here, we need to select a version that matches the JDK we downloaded earlier. For us, it's going to be 25. Make sure the JetBrains runtime is selected here and click Download. Again, let's go back to the drop-down menu and select Debug using HotSwap Agent. This time, the app should start as it normally does, and we should be able to access it in the browser. To make sure it's working, let's try to change something in the code while the app is running. Here we have a field with a placeholder that says Enter a task description. Let's update this to say Describe your new task. As soon as we save, you can see this code changed pop-up. This is letting us know that HotSwap Agent has changed the code in the running app. If we go back to the browser without restarting the app, we should see the changes immediately. We can demonstrate this again by making the width of this field much longer. There's also another pop-up near the bottom that will notify us that the code was reloaded. Now, if we jump back to the UI, we can see that the length of the field has indeed updated. To quickly recap, we went from 0 to having a working dev environment and a running Java web app. The steps we took to get here were download the Java JDK, install our IDE IntelliJ, download a starter project from Vaadin, run the project and verify everything is working, and finally install the Vaadin plugin to enable HotSwap Agent and quicker code changes. If you've made it this far, congrats. You should be all set up to continue developing your Java web application. Anyways, that's gonna wrap up this video. If you guys have any questions or suggestions for other topics you'd like us to cover, please leave them down in the comments below. And as always, make sure to visit vaadin.com to start building Java web apps the right way. If you want to continue learning about Vaadin and building Java web apps, make sure to check out one of these videos.